Okay, so section A was fairly straightforward. Section B is where we introduce the kind of the main theme of the song. The main technique that you need for the song, really, not so much the main melody. And the thing that's going on here is it's kind of replicating drums a little bit. We've got here the bass note happening, and this happens most of the way through the song, not all of the way through the song, but most of the way through the song. We have the bass note happening on beats 1 and beat 3, and we have this little percussive hit happening on beat 2 and beat 4. So the bass note's fairly simple. That's just happening 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've got this percussive hit happening as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it might be worth just having a little go at doing that first to kind of get the feeling of having the bass note and the hit. Of course, it's kind of replicating a snare drum, really. But we have got 8 notes in each bar. So, well, not in every bar, but most of them. And the other ones are kind of, I guess, filling in what would be the hi-hat kind of part if we're looking at it as a rhythmic structure. So if we just look at the very first 2 bars of section B, which is bars 9 and 10. You can see it's almost like it's a strumming motion here with this hand. What the left hand's doing is not particularly difficult. The fun really is in the old picking hand. So what I'm going to do now for section 2, I'm going to just play it really nice and slowly to let you have a look at it. To try and go through every finger that goes on every string for this tune is going to take a long time. So if you've got the tab, and I do a couple of little slow-mo versions, I'm hoping you're going to pick it up. I'll also do some close-ups with the picking hand as well, so you can see how this percussive effect is working. It is just about learning this kind of technique, or any sort of fingerstyle thing is about doing it slowly until you get it right. If you do it fast and wrong over and over again, you're not going to learn how to do it. You've got to take any sort of pattern like this and learn it really slowly and be able to do it a bit at a time and practice it. Maybe with a metronome wouldn't be a bad idea. And then after you've kind of got the feeling for it, then you start speeding it up. But only once you're confident that you're getting it right. Anyway, let's have a slow-mo look at part B. Okay, so here we are for part B. There's nothing too difficult there with the left hand. Okay, here's part B, real slow. Okay, here we are for section C, which I guess is the kind of the main melody of the tune. If I just play it for you so you know what bit I'm referring to, is this bit. It's kind of the main melody. There are a few variations of it, but that's the general bit of it. It's staying with the same feeling as that we had in section B with this bass note, the click, but now we've got a little bit more kind of melodic element in it as well. There's a note that's not on the tab that I'm always playing, which I'll show you in a close-up in a sec, which is this second finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. And I'm not really playing that note, but my finger sits there, and I was trying to figure out why it was, so I took it off, and it seems to be muting those middle 2 strings and at least giving me a good note. So when I'm doing the percussive hits, if some of the notes come out, that note's a good note, and if I leave it open, it's not such a good note. So what should be a good note is an open D string, but it doesn't sound as cool. So even though that note's not marked on the tab, you might want to put that finger there, as I'll show you in the close-up for this section in a second. So Actually, let's do that now. Let's go to a close-up for the left hand and check the fingering for this bit. Okay, so we're starting off here with 3 fingers down, everything except the first finger. So we've got little finger down on the 8th fret, third finger behind it at the 7th fret, and this redundant kind of second finger over here on the 7th fret. And you really want to have them all down at the same time when you go for this, because the first thing you're going to do is flick off the little finger, which some of you will find a little bit awkward. Only take a bit of practice. So it's important to get that note down right at the beginning, so you've got it to flick off from. So we're doing this pick, which is obviously the thumb and the melody note, flick, little percussive hit. Then we're playing here the note E with the first finger. And then the bass note, and then the open D string, well, the thinner string, which is now a D. And here we go. It's like a little A minor 7 chord. And we're going to a G chord now because of the funny tuning. This is what a G chord looks like now. First finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, 3rd finger is reaching over here to play the note G, the 5th fret of the thickest string. Now you can also play this G chord without the first finger, it's still a G, but that's kind of the variation, if you like, the second time. So the first time, put the first finger down there on the D. Second time, it's not, so we've got a slight variation in the melody there. First finger's off, so it's just the open B, D, and G, B, G, and D strings. Third time, same as the first time. Then we've got a little variation. Now we're going to an F, to a G, G add 9 or something there. Here, third finger. It's just a little slide. So even though the 3rd to 5th like that isn't shown on the tab, you're going to leave that 3rd finger there, obviously. Section C continues after that. It's more or less the same thing. It's the same as before, but now we've got a slight variation at bar 28. The fingering is exactly the same, but you can see now instead of having 2 notes, hammer, flick, click, then the note E, we've got. So we've kind of sped up where that note comes in, and you end up playing it as part of your hit. So it's not really a muted hit anymore, you're actually playing the note. But we'll do that, I'll show you the other hand for that in a sec. All the same. Taking us right up to bar 33. Let's have a little look now at the picking hand for section C. Okay, here we are for section C, looking at the picking hand. So we're starting off here, thumb, 2nd finger. So generally, thumb is going to be playing these bass notes. Fingers are going to be using 3rd finger thinner string, 2nd finger 2nd string, 1st finger 3rd string. Generally, not 100% of the time, but that would be a good general rule. Thumb and 2nd finger start, hit, 2nd finger's plucking that, bass, 3rd finger's playing that one. Fingers 1, 2 and 3 together for that chord, bass, 3rd finger, hit, chord, obviously all 3 fingers, bass, chord, hit, open, bar 20. Thumb, 2nd finger, hit, so I'm going to use the 3rd finger on that one, bass, melody, hit, chord, bass, melody, hit, chord, bass, chord, hit, chord. Same thing again. last bit there at bar 24. So all just at getting used to that rhythm there. And the variation in bar 28. So I'm doing thumb and second finger as usual, flick off. Now, instead of it being just a percussive hit, which would be like that with this part of my palm hitting the guitar strings, I'm leaving palm a bit higher so I get those notes coming out.